Room SPB004. This is the room slightly behind the rear of the reception area, ground floor. So we've got 8 workstations here, separate workstations, AV desk as normal, and a large screen at the front. Notice no projector. These are all screens now rather than projectors. Look at the first pod, just if the students want to log on as an individual piece of item of equipment. There's a touch screen on the front here. You can just see with the reflection. So if you just press that, that gives the screen its power in use. And log on as normal for individual workstations. Just logging on with our usual IN, number and password. Okay, that's quickly logged on. Just to show as well, each screen is numbered. So obviously in this sequence, this is screen number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 being the one nearest the lectern on this side. This is the sort of standard lectern throughout the building now as well. So on the lectern, very similar to what we've had before, to be fair. I think we've got an updated camera data capture facility, but just going across the top of the desk, camera, etc. on there, with the double boom arm on this one. I'll just do a little video separately on that as well. Okay, you've got a microphone system, so you've got enhanced voice enhancements throughout the building, and definitely in this room as well. Touchscreen to get the system going. You've got 2 USBs on the top of the control panel. Power socket on the side for if for the guys using laptops, etc. On the top you've got the USB connections and the HDMI cables as well. Around the side, phone, etc. to go on. Looking on the control panels on the front of the machine, you've got the height adjustable facility on the desk. So powering up and powering down. Separate power supply on the front of the desk as well. And there's your little ThinkCentre small micro PC. And just beneath it, Blu-ray facility on the machines as well. On the control panel, if the system's been down or hibernated for a while, it's just a case of pressing to start. Try and get reflection off the video. So giving that a couple of seconds to boot up. Okay, 30 seconds or so later, the PC's started with the interface screen. So on the top there, you've got top left the PC functions, touchscreen for laptops, if you're using laptops, the dot cam. Show the dot cam again. So if I just look onto the screen on the side at the moment and just do an autofocus, which is the center button on this unit. Okay, so if we just rotate the camera around, again, we can use the boom arm on that to make it slightly high if you want to zoom into the rear of the room. There's other functionalities like zoom in, zoom out, freeze, record, lamp if you want to illuminate something. So if that's a little bit too dark for people to see, we can put the lamp on as well, slightly more illuminated. There's also a freeze command on here, so you can freeze a document. If I just press freeze on there, and then move my hand away, you've got the image is still frozen on there as well. Okay, and then just pressing unfreeze to obviously unfreeze it. With the camera in that orientation, we're using landscape, but the camera can be rotated around as well, also to do portraits as well if you'd like. Okay, so that's the functionality of the dot cam. Back to the control panel, so we just showed the dot cam, Blu-ray facility. Obviously you've got the Blu-ray beneath, and the AV desk, and also a wireless facility, which is an application called Solstice. If I just show that on the screen in a moment, I'll talk through probably in a separate video on that one. And the last option on the touch screen here is desks, and this is the control that controls the various desks within the rooms as well. So I'll do a little separate video on that one. But that's the control panel. At the bottom, you've got the option there to obviously switch the system off. We've got front to all, solo and freeze, and blank. Blank basically blanks the lectern screen off as well. So if you don't want to show what you're working on the main screen here, you can turn that off. sort of a privacy setting. We can just put that back on and get that back on as well. Desk returns you back to the main screen, and then PC to get you back onto the PC screen as well. So just returning to the Lectern, standard as before, just to turn the machine on and off, so we'd log out from your usual account. So if I just use the standard and then powering systems off, so shut down or restart if someone else is going to be using it. So I'm just going to power down the machine because I'm leaving the location, and again on the touch screen on the front there, if we just use power off as well, we can power down the whole system, which will turn the main screen off behind me, just gone, and that will also turn off the screens around the room. If individuals are still logged onto the machines, they just have to shake the mouse and wake that one station up, and that machine then stays live as well.